Yeah.
George, this is Lambert again. The Webbot Hi. The Webbot reports make predictions based upon the idea that when we write or communicate, we subconsciously use words that are part of the universal consciousness that we all share.
Mm.
Is the 4D cosmic mind that you speak of the same thing, or is it something else? And does an understanding of it bring us an idea of what is to come?
Yeah, the 4D cosmic mind. Wow, that's a big one. Okay. You know, when people get really involved in meditations, and this is a lot of the entrapments of the Buddhist religion, current day Buddhist religion, not the original teachings, right? Because every religion on this planet's been manipulated. You know, everyone thinks their religion is pure. Okay, my football team's better than yours. It's just habitual. It's the program, right? So, has Buddhism been manipulated? Of course, it has. And so all this concept of going into the mind, they focus on the mind, and then they go into the, you know, universal mind. Well, a lot of them are being entrapped into collective hive minds, and they're experiencing the 4D cosmic mind. It's an ego, and it's a mind construct. It is not organic heart consciousness. That's different. It's a different construct. But people like that sort of thing. So, you know, it's like meditation's good, because I've had lives as monks. You know, I've been a Buddhist monk in Tibet in a previous life. I've had life as a Christian monk. I've had these lives of servitude in that respect, lives of scarcity and lack and abstinence and all. I've done all that. They're good for a while, but they really have a negative effect in the long run if you keep at it all the time. So that's just that's a subject for another time. So really, the cosmic consciousness that is spoken of is something deeper than mind construct. We're talking about heart consciousness, essence of construct of being, not mind intellect, because the 4D cosmic mind is colossal. It's enormous, and there's a lot of beings who have created a lot of paradigms based on that construct. It's something to be very careful of. It is mind, and this is about going beyond meditative mind constructs, and it's important to go into your heart.
I see. All right. So my next question is, and you've kind of touched on it a little bit before, but the question is, the powers that be, which are becoming the powers that were, have been involved with the control of our lives for a very long time. Are these powers related in any way to those you call that are from the false light and the demigods, which are part of the false light? And if so, how can we speed up our liberation from these beings?
Yeah, okay. How can we speed up our liberation? Yeah, each question has so many dimensions to it. Okay, technically speaking, no one can speed anything up because the future's already happened. Past, present, and future exist all simultaneously. So the reality is the future's already happened. So you can't do it from the highest perspective. It already exists. So, okay, the powers that be and the powers that were. It's basically the powers that were. It might appear that they're still in power, but they're not. We're the ones in power. You see, we contracted them to come and do this to us. This is the forgotten agreement on a universal soul contract level, and this is humanity's group soul level contract with these forces of darkness and forces of limitation. So they are definitely the powers that were. Technically speaking, we've always been in control. We've just let them come and do this to us. That's reality. People from the dark agenda will just think that's totally absurd, but that's just a reaction from the ego and their obsession for power and control. Now, we really the process is for the ego, for each of our egos. If you really want to get a handle on things and empower yourself, you've got to get your ego to surrender to the greater you. That's it. It keeps coming back to that. And we are dismantling the structure both from inside it on this level, and we're dismantling it from outside, even though you're not aware of it. It's what we're doing. And there's people that say we've got to arm ourselves, we've got to get out there, we've got to make it happen, all that. Fine. If people feel like that's the role they need to play, then that's their soul journey. Go for it. It's not my journey to, go and demonstrate in the streets and things like that. I'm already playing my role. That's obvious. I'm doing it this way. So whatever someone feels they need to do, go ahead and do it. I just don't recommend as force and violence to be the answer. I don't feel that's it's not a recommendation from me. It's not, because that's externalizing. I mean, this is about internalizing now. This is about to see who's really got it and who hasn't, because any monkey can beat on a monkey, right? If you really, really want to get there, start being the inner warrior and not the outer warrior, because people do it externally. They haven't got it internally. That's why they do it externally. So start doing it less externally and start doing it internally, and really empower yourself from within, because then you really know, then you have more power and control over the matrix around you. And then you don't need to do anything in the way of arming yourself, because basically you control the flow of the way you're maneuvering yourself through the matrix. It's incredible. And there was so much truth in that movie, The Matrix. You really do end up having incredible control of the course and the destiny, the way you move through this matrix. You really do. And I really mean it. It literally does happen. Not maybe literally to the extent as the way the movie portrayed. The way it occurs is things maneuver themselves, reorganize themselves, so you avoid physical altercations.
Wow. Thank you for your perspective on that, George. Thank you so much.
Yep. You're very welcome.
George, this is Lua, and I'd like to ask you some questions from Forum Member Human. Can you confirm that there is a war going on right now between the dark aliens and humanity, aided by the benevolent ETs?
Yeah, and that's all the, or you can call them benevolent, sure. I'll explain what it is. You have the ETs that are on the negative side, negative dark side of the scales of duality, and then you have ETs who are on the positive white love and light side of the scales of duality. They're exactly equal and opposite to one another. They are the alter egos of one another. How I know this is because I have this energy within me. Once again, go back to within yourself, you'll understand everything going on around the outside of you. The more you know yourself, the more you know what's going on around you. So the ones who are in the white, positive love and light, ETs, see themselves as though they are above, they are better, and they are above and beyond the negative side of duality. So for people who have had a long time in the negative charge of things, now want relief from that and feel that they want to now spend time over in the positive, white love and light side of things. I'm done with both, and I'm leaving that paradigm, that drama, that arena that both of these energetic charges exist in, those expressions. And I'm out of here. I'm ascending. So that's what me and millions and even into the billions of people on this planet are going to do, because we know that about ourselves. So the drama. Sorry, did you want to ask another question?
No, that's okay. Go on.
Yeah. Now the drama that's going on between is humanity's caught inside the drama between these two factions of duality, and that's what I'm trying to make people aware of. So people are swinging from one side of the ledger and now want to go into the other side of the ledger. I said, wouldn't it be interesting if you had someone that's sitting that has control on both of those energetic charges, okay? And you have someone who's created a synthetic white love and light positive structure, or it appears as such, and you have beings who are who appear as though they're love and light, and that, there's thousands of ET races that have been assimilated into these structures, and they truly believe what they're doing is the right thing, but they themselves don't realize that they are they have a limited awareness and they don't know everything that's going on, because they've been inside a limited paradigm of awareness for a very long time. Now, they don't see it. It's just like people on this planet, because a great man once said, "As above, so below." So you've got people on the planet here who think they're free. and they're living this wonderful life. They're going to work, they're doing the shopping, saving up for a holiday, and that's great. But are they free? No. And you've got to understand that also exists, that concept also exists on a cosmic level. So you've got all these ET races who are, having this incredible experience with wonderful technologies, really think they understand the soul and incarnational experiences, and they're understanding life on that level. And they think they're free. But are they? No, they're not totally free. They're just living within a particular paradigm as well. So it's kind of like what they're trying to do to the human race now is like, let me give you an analogy. Here on this planet, you have a group of people that have been living in a third world country under a dictator. And they've had a really, really hard time, and that's the analogy of planet Earth. And then all of a sudden, this group comes along called the United Nations, or shall we call it the Federation of Free Worlds, or the Galactic Federation of Light. And then they come along and they say to these people living under this dictatorship, we're going to get rid of your dictator, and we are now going to free you from your dictatorship. So we're going to now welcome you into the United Nations. So you are now going to be a free country, and we welcome you into our community. And so people then, representatives then go and have these wonderful meetings. They stand up there really proud to represent their country. They're now being welcomed into the United Nations, and they now feel that they are free. But are they?
No.
No. And so here you have these, because humanity's been living under this dictatorship here on this planet for such a long time, the moment a structure that is, the boundaries are colossal compared to ours that we currently exist inside on, but they are still boundaries, right?
Yes.
They're going to flock to it. They're going to think that they're free, that we're being, and this is what all the talk is, isn't it? They're welcoming us, they're mentoring us, and they're welcoming us into the galactic community, And what I'm trying to warn people of is that is not freedom. That is going from one set of boundaries into another set of boundaries. But yes, it is freer, but it's not freedom.
Is that what you're talking about when you're saying half the race will be harvested?
It'll be harvested, yes, but on many levels. But the majority, yes, they will be taken off world to these groups. That's the bulk of the human race will be taken into those groups and some of them will actually go to a very awful place.
Oh, really? Okay, you've said that roughly half the human population do not have individual souls, but rather group souls like flora and fauna. Is that the half you're talking about?
I never said that they don't have souls. I don't know where you got that from, but I've never ever
souls?
said that.
Okay. This was another question from humans, so I'm afraid I can't qualify
I've
that.
I've never ever said that half the world's population don't have individual souls. Never ever said that. No.
Oh, okay, good.
It just must be a misinterpretation. No, what I did say is that about half the world's population probably won't ascend.
Won't ascend?
Yeah, that's, if you would have given me percentages and numbers, if I was to give you that, people ask me, how many people do you think is going to ascend, George? Well, I've felt for some time and I still feel, and that could change, right? It could change just with the level of awareness I have right now. I still feel roughly